Alright guys, so this is a rushing gameplay on Summit. Obviously Demolition is my favorite game mode, so that's why we're playing this in Black Ops. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about in this commentary, and the main one being rushing versus holding back, playing defensive, camping, whatever you want to call it. Two completely different playstyles, obviously. This one you're going to see, the first of which is rushing. It's very, very rare for me to rush in my videos. The reason for that, and I'll get into that later, but pretty much, I'd say 7 games out of 10, I will play defensive, push forward as my team goes along. I don't camp at all because it's very difficult to camp in Demolition, especially when you're trying to pull off a spawn trap. I still play what most would consider aggressive, but not as aggressive as I am going to be in this commentary, or excuse me, in this gameplay. To start off with, I think I'll go over here and plant the bomb, or maybe I let my friend plant the bomb. I can't remember. Okay, I'll go ahead and plant the bomb. What you want to do is plant off one bomb at a time. You never want to plant off the second one for offense because and I've gone over this a lot of times, it's hard to explain, but pretty much to go into overtime, you want to be able to control the engagement and control the rounds. It's much easier to control an enemy planting a bomb than it is for them not to plant a bomb. It's hard to control an enemy not to plant a bomb than it is for them to plant it. If we want an enemy to plant the bomb, I'll tell my team to hold back, let them plant the objective, no kill streaks, no nothing, until they've planted off a bomb. It's very hard to let them plant off both bombs, though, because generally the second bomb is on our side, and it's going to be hard for us to hold back enough for the other team to feel comfortable with planting a second bomb. So when I rush forward like this, I like to have one bomb off. That way they're distracted right off the bat. They're really defuzzled. They're trying to go for the bomb, and everyone knows that when you're trying to go for play the objective, you're going to get you'll end up dying a lot more. So planting the bomb on my part, it's not something I do in one of my more defensive gameplays. But since I'm rushing, I decide, what the hell, let's go ahead and plant off the bomb and rush right into the spawn. And if part of this gameplay looks familiar, this is, spoiler alert, I guess if you haven't already seen it, there's a gameplay on my channel where I called it Streak of the Week #1, where I went 75 kills in 4 minutes. And that part of that starts, I think it actually starts right here, where I go 75 kills within 4 minutes. I think it's the next 4 minutes of this gameplay, actually. I just go Duke mode engaged, get absolutely rape the enemy team. Dogs on Summit do incredibly well, and so much so that I'm surprised they haven't actually patched it. The dogs on this map, I think I ended up getting 20-something kills with the dog kill streak, which is absolutely amazing. And on the topic of rushing, if you rush inside of a spawn, the best strategy that I can give is to not stay in front of it. Like you'll see right here, I got great cover, but being in front of the spawn without a full team to back me up is generally not a good idea. That's why I'll see me right here. As soon as I can, I try to push behind the spawn. And you'll see right back here, this is the very back of the map. No enemies can get back there. Or excuse me, no enemies can spawn there. So being back here, and Summit is one of the few maps where you can actually get entirely behind the enemy lines. And that's a great spot right back there. And you'll see me maneuver left and right back there. But I'm not just going back here looking for kills. I know where the spawns are at. So I'm keeping in mind, trying to keep my back to where some of the spawns would be. And if I stand directly on top of a spawn, most times they're not going to spawn there. Now, the reason I say most times is because if I do have my teammates in good enough positions, they'll literally spawn right on top of you. Demolition, you can get so intense on the spawn that the game has literally no place to put the enemies. So say, fuck it, and they'll put them right on top of you. And that can be very deadly if you do not know the spawns. Now, I've been playing Demolition a long time. It's pretty much the only game mode I play inside of Black Ops, and about half the time in Modern Warfare 2. So I know the spawns very, very well. And you'll see me right there. Even on a dual mag AUG, I ended up running out of ammo, ended up using the pistol, and had to knife someone for my final dog kill. Or excuse me, to get my dogs. And so I called him in right there. The dogs did absolutely amazing, as you're going to see, and I hate telling what's going to happen in the gameplay. But the dogs, recently they did a patch to the dogs, and I don't know if anyone reads Black Ops patches or not. But I'm very into reading and keeping updated on the Black Ops information. And this most recent patch, I think it was patch 1.0.6, maybe it's even 1.0.7, they patched the dogs so that the dogs could lunge a lot less. There was also a glitch previously where dogs could, I can't remember the word they used, but essentially they mega jumped, like they would fucking haul ass 40 feet. And it wasn't supposed to be that way, it was just a glitch in the game code, where occasionally, under rare circumstances, a dog would just, like, 10 times a commando lunge at somebody and instantly kill them. And I'm sure if you look up, commando lunge dog on YouTube, you'll see a video of it. So go ahead and do that if you don't know what I'm talking about. But they recently patched that. They also tamed down the overall lunge of which a dog could go, decreasing the number of kills that you can get with the dog kill streak. Because quite honestly, in a demolition spawn trap, dogs are incredibly overpowered. The gunship is the same way. Easily 20, 30 kills with a gunship if you aim down sight with the I'm not sure what it's called, like the thing that shoots the bullets, the cannon. If you aim the cannon at one specific spawn and have your friends at different spawns, you'll get massive kills. I know on jungle you can get upwards of 70 or 80 kills. That's not an exaggeration whatsoever in a gunship if you aim down sight at top hill. Now, since they've removed jungle from the demolition playlist, this is no longer possible except for on Team Tactical, which is only 4v4, not 6v6. So less kills, but even still, if you can pull off a good spawn trap, easily 30, 40 kills in a gunship if they keep respawning and if there's a full team. Now, keep in mind those are perfect circumstances. And I keep getting off the rushing topic here. The main pointers that I want to say about rushing is, like I said before, get behind the spawn. Don't ever stay in front of it unless you've got blackbirds or you know very well the spawns in the game. And even still, it's always better, even if you know the spawns, it's even better to get behind them. That way you'll have more cover, they won't be expecting you, and obviously if you're behind a guy, it's much harder for them to realize you're there and to kill you than if you're sitting in front of them, even if you do have good cover. You'll notice I'm using lightweight. This is obviously to get places faster. I consider a rushing class just any class that I have lightweight on, and any class that I'm not hiding behind cover all the time. You'll notice I'm darting from cover to cover, but I'm not exactly... and you'll see there I have almost 80 kills after the first round of demolition. I do dart for cover to cover. However, I'm not camping behind cover, aim down sight, waiting for people to come in front of me, as I do in not most, but I'd say some of my gameplays. And I'm not saying that's going to be camping, because if you really think about it, you're honestly as far forward as you can get in a demolition spawn trap. You're all the way inside of their spawn. Even if you are quote-unquote camping, there's honestly no other place that you could go except for out of their spawn, which would be, you know, that's not even a smart move, because then you'd be getting less kills, and you'd be letting up on their spawn, which hurts your team too. So in a demolition spawn trap, I get accused a lot of camping, but those are the players that are either uninformed or they just, you know, some people just want to hate. I don't really care though. I don't really, you know, accept the hate for people. If people want to hate on me, that's fine. I mean, I know I do good in this game, so I don't have to have people hate on me. But when you push forward inside of a demolition spawn trap, there's only so far you can go before you reach the end of the map, you know. And even if you're like standing still, or maybe you'll see me get behind a certain piece of cover and hold up there for a few kills, it's because I know where the spawns are going to be, and if I rushed forward at that point in time, I'd most likely die. I play this game constantly thinking about where people are going to be spawning at. Constantly, I keep my left eye on the minimap, my right eye on the screen at all points in time. And that's why I'm so good when I have blackbirds up. And I mean, I know it sounds pretty obvious, because who isn't good with a blackbird up? But I recognize the radar so well that there's very few times where I'll look back at my gameplay and be like, why didn't I see that guy? Because 9 times out of 10, I will see the guy on my radar, or I'll be able to hear him coming, or some sort of thing will give him away. The only way that I will ever miss a guy or generally die is A, if I have bad cover, or B, if they're using Ninja and Ghost. And even then, if I got a blackbird up, I should be able to spot him out. And the occasional time I'll get overwhelmed. But that's the other thing about rushing is getting overwhelmed in a spawn trap. You've got to keep in mind that there's a lot of times where you'll run into 3 or maybe even 4 enemies at once, and you can't try to go for that multi-kill. It's only going to happen 1 every 10, 15 times that the people are going to be so oblivious you can just get a multi-spray on them. A lot of times you're going to have to abandon the fight. And I see a lot of people, even famous commentators like XJaws or Whiteboy, not calling them out as being a bad player. I know those people are way better than I am. But there are some times that I think that they try to engage too many enemies at once. And there's a lot of times in my gameplay you'll see I'll turn a corner. If I see 2 or 3 guys, or if I see 2 or 3 guys on the radar, I'll stay away from it. I know that eventually, if there's 2 or 3 guys, it could be a double or triple kill. But more times than not, it's going to result in my death, because I'm only one player. Even with host and having good accuracy, it's going against 2 people is going to be normally a deadly situation. You'll see times like that. I encountered them head on. I had no cover at all. I was just relying on my gun skill and the gun of choice. The AUG H-bar is a very good gun. And these guys are obviously really bad. So rushing on offense and defense, you can do both. You can do very well on both sides. Just another quick note, this game is split into 2 parts, so make sure you watch the second part. It's easily as good as the first part, and I'm going to continue more on rushing versus camping. I'll probably go more into the camping aspect of the game later on in the next commentary. I just didn't want to talk for 20 minutes straight. I got a pizza cooking in the oven and it's going to burn otherwise. So, guys, if you want to watch the second part, I will upload it directly after this, I promise. If you're watching it, as soon as I upload it, give it a few minutes. I don't have the fastest internet in the world because I live in South Carolina, and we're not known for our internet speeds. It'll be up within the hour, though, I promise. And for those few viewers that actually do want to watch it, go ahead and click the annotation in the top right of your screen is where I'm going to put it. Or if you're a mobile user, click in the description. There'll be a link there to the second part of this video. Final score of this game is 175 kills. I think I get close to another 80, 90 kills in the second part of the game. Like I said, easily as good as the first part.